Happy New Year's Eve day. Okay, Chewy and I are out for our walk. Where's my Chewy? Chewy, where are you? There you are. Out for our walk. Sorry for the noise, but this noise. Here in Canada, we have studded tires. In the wintertime, we put metal studs into our tires so that we can drive on the ice. And I do the same to my feet. That's what that noise is. Let's see if I can get a picture of my shoes. See, it's got like these little rubber things on it. And on the bottom are these little studs, metal studs. Hi folks, welcome back to Visits with Soxy Nana Alice. I'm Alice, your yarn host, of course, today. And it is New Year's Eve day. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks to all my new subscribers and my old subscribers for coming back again and again. I love this space where I can join with you and get your comments on all my stuff. It's so rewarding and so nice to share all my knitting and crafting adventures with you. We're not downstairs in the craft room today. Wally and I are feeling a little under the weather. We've kind of picked up a flu or a bug from, I'm just saying around, because so many people have got it these days. It's not COVID, so we're not really worried. And yeah, we're just going to let it run its course. Chances are it's just a flu or a virus, and it'll just take its time to get out of our system. In the meantime, we are enjoying some tea that I got from Amanda, Little Lightcack Yarns over in Derby. She did a yarn swap, a advent swap with me. I showed you at the beginning of the month, and a few little a few little shorts. But yeah, I've got Twinings, blackcurrant, and blueberry today, and Walter just finished the Twining Defense flavors, and oh, he just loved them as well. So yeah, we're drinking a lot of nice warm tea to keep our throats and our chests clear. And yeah, I'm going to have a sip here as we get started. Okay, so I have been up to a ton of knitting and socializing before Christmas, so I'm sorry I didn't get back to you guys. I didn't know if I'd make it another episode before the beginning of the year, but of course today is New Year's Eve day, and I would love to pop this up for New Year's for you folks that are stuck in for New Year's. I shouldn't say stuck in, we stay home on purpose. It is, a nice quiet evening for us, and maybe we'll have a little bit of Baja Rosé and just go to bed early before, the New York City Big Apple hits its New Year's Eve, which is actually ahead of our time. So, in the timeline stuff. Anyways, I'm just waffling on about what have you here. Oh, I have to get Fiona here and put Fiona on our table. Get over there, Fiona. Fiona's my new mascot, right? Okay, so where would you like to begin? The admin stuff, of course, I'll put down below. Oh, wanted to let you know my last video, I had a bugger of a time trying to upload my show notes. So I put them up twice. Both times they disappeared. So I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube or if it's the way I did it. But up until now, I've been doing okay with that. So what I decided to do was this time around, I'm just going to put all of the links to all of the subscribers not subscribers, to all of the podcasts that I mentioned and the people that I mentioned and their hashtags or their make-alongs. And I'm going to leave out all the information about my FOs and what have you, because guess what I did? I got onto Ravelry and I put in my projects, guys. Hooray, hooray. This is my 2024 thing, is to make sure that I get everything put into Ravelry. So then I can just put one link in the description below, in the information below, where it says more. Click on that. And then I think you have to click on more again. But anyways, and yeah, I put a link right to my Ravelry pages, and then you can check out all the information there. And I also put in some notes. So yeah, so that's what you can do. I am Soxy Nana on Instagram, Soxy Nana Alice on Ravelry. I have a Soxy Nana Alice at gmail.com is my email address. And yeah, and you can always leave me a comment below. Thank you so much again for joining me. Now, I have a bunch of stuff to go through. It's really bright in here. It's a beautiful sunny day, cold but sunny. And I started working back on my journal, on my dot journal, and putting everything in for January. Let's see my January. It's so pretty. I started my January pages. Check that out. Isn't that nice? I was just playing around the other day, and I did February and what have you. And yeah, now I'm going to start putting in my podcast notes in here again as well. So I have today some FOs. Now, let's see. First off, I've got my sweater. I finished the, now I just forgot, Rock It DK sweater by Tanis Lavallee. And I did it in the most beautiful, lush wool that I won from Arcane Fiberworks. Hi, Tyler. And in Misty River, I believe it's a one of a kind. And he sent me 6 skeins, and I forgot the skein, but I have a little teeny tiny ball and 1 full skein left. So 5 skeins in DK. It's almost a worsted though. It's quite plump, but it's so incredibly soft and gorgeous. I absolutely love this yarn. Beautiful stuff. I also have a skein of fingering weight that I purchased some time ago that for socks that I'm coveting. I'm making sure, not coveting, but I'm enjoying squishing it for a while. I'm not sure what I'm going to make with it. I did mention though that I had the Advent calendar from. Oh wait, I'll get into that in a minute. Let's talk about FOs. We're on FOs. This is a beautiful sweater, you guys. I have made the DK version and the fingering weight version each once, and now I've made this one. But this is the first one I did with long sleeves. So the other 2 are more of a summer. I did one with this blue and kind of a camel color, or actually it's a little bit darker than a camel, in a cotton weight. And I did the other one in a fingering weight using some Grindy Low from Cloud9 Fiberworks. But anyways, that's in my Ravelry pages. Check them out. Okay, so I'm going to put the link below, remember, for the chat, for the Ravelry page. My second FO is a pair of socks that I got busy doing because I have a friend who from our trailer that has had some knee surgery, and I thought, what better than to give him a beautiful pair of beautiful Prairie Vamp socks. So I went ahead and I made these. I was going to make them for Walter, but then I decided, no, I'm going to give them to this gentleman. He could really use a nice pair of woolly socks. This is Briggs & Little Tuffy Wool, and I'm using the Prairie Vamp socks by Ram Wool. I don't know if it's on Ravelry. I don't know if it's still a paid for pattern or not, but I did some contrasting heels and toes because I was using up my bits. I had some leftover red and cream colored Tuffy, so I went ahead and put them in a shadow wrap heel. And that's the shadow wrap heel that I did. I had to go back and do a little bit of surgery because where I had changed colors, it left a little bit of a loose hole. And because these are going to be, I'm pretty sure, used as slipper socks, I went ahead and, reinforced that edge. Oh, the dog's going by. Yeah, so they are gorgeous. They're about a size 13 wide. And yeah, he wears the same size as Wally. So I'm pretty happy and so happy to gift this to him. And I hope he enjoys them as much as Wally enjoys his Tuffy, his Briggs & Little Tuffy Prairie Vamp socks as well. This is my go-to pattern for Walter, for slipper socks, for thick socks for around the house. And I've made quite a few pairs for friends and family as well. This year I'm totally into gifting a lot of knits. But so that's 2. So I got my sweater and I got my socks. Now this one you expected to see, right? Check these out, guys. I'm putting them on. Bink! Look it. My squirrels are done. Aren't they gorgeous? This is Bunny Muff Patterns, and it's Mona, and thank you so much. She actually went ahead and she put in, once she saw the picture that I put on Instagram of one made with the second one just with the needle still in it, she featured it and put it in my on her project page. I am so honored That is so adorable. Look at these bunnies, or bunnies. Look at these squirrels. Aren't they adorable? And there's a flower up here, but you wouldn't know it. I don't know why. This wool, it's kind of, I'll show it to you here. I got it here. It's kind of brownish camelish, but it's got a strand of kind of a twisted wool with a white in it. I don't know if you can make that out, but it kind of blends away into the white sometimes, and so you don't really see the flower motif quite as nicely as I would have liked, because it's a single stitch. So I'm going to go back with a little bit of the brown, and I'm going to just put a little stitch in for myself, because these are going to be for me. My boxes are going to be gifted. Yeah. So yeah, we didn't get to see a lot of our friends before Christmas. More family. Yeah, so those are my mittens. You like them? I love them. Next on the list are owls. Now for the owls, though, I want to get a charcoal gray for the background. And I want to get the lady that I got this wool from. She's doing destashing. She's got some kind of a white with a blue tint in it, sort of the same as this darker color. So I thought that would look really nice with a little bit of blue, so it would give it a real texture look. So I thought that would be perfect for the owls. And then I want to make the bunnies. And the bunnies, I think I'm going to make them maybe in a brighter, like a bright purple or something with white bunnies. I thought those would be really cute. And the bunnies, I think she has, the pattern is, you can make a fingerless mitts as well in this pattern. This is such a perfect pattern, you guys. It's called Benevolent. I'm going to put it on the screen here, the name of the pattern. It has the pattern for the squirrels, the foxes, the owls, and the rabbits in full mitts, as well as in fingerless mitts. So the bunnies I'm going to do in fingerless mitts for the spring. So when it gets a little bit warmer out, I'll be wearing those to, walk the dog and what have you. And maybe I'll make a couple of pairs for some cute little girls that I know, and those will be their little Easter gift. So that is my third and final whip, or FO. Now, I have whips, though, because, I had to cast on Christmas Day. So first off, I will show you, one of the whips that is a long time whip already, because I started it quite some time ago, and I didn't frog it. I kept going. So this is my Gaudy Cardi turned Candy Cardi. I love that Candy Cardi. Where's the front? I did find some needle stoppers so that stitches don't fall off. This is a steeked cardigan by Julie Knits in Paris. And see, from here, you can't really see. Now, can't really see the definition in the stained glass windows. They're supposed to be stained glass windows. But me looking at it here, I can see it fine. It's funny. So, but in the meantime, I'll call it Candy Cardi. It's a gorgeous pattern, you guys. Beautiful pattern. And the wool I'm using is beautiful too. It's a steeked cardigan. And I am using Drops Flora in this beautiful denim color. And for the multicolors, I'll even show you the swatch. Like when I was showing people the swatch that I did, the swatch, it really showed a nice, good contrast, eh? Like, look at that. So for whatever reason, it didn't show a nice enough contrast in the sweater. But I'm going to keep it because it's for me. I'm going to wear it. And this is Tokyo Colorway by Destination Yarns. I'm going to take it out of this thing. This is actually just a little mesh thing that comes with that came with my my serger for the cones of thread. And there you go. Boy, I sure have a lot of color happening in this room today. That is beautiful yarn. There's lots left. I got 60 grams left of that. That'll make me a nice other color work project. So yeah, excuse me. So that's the Gaudy Cardi by Julie Knits in Paris that I'm so named the Candy Cardi. And that's the front where the steeking is. So for the steeking though, you guys, what I did was, where does it go? There we go. What I did was up here, it's just an alternating knits in the colorways, in the blue and in the contrast color. So, but down here, I wanted it to be definite where I could see where the steek line is. So what I went ahead and did is I did a purl one, knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one in between the two sides, so that when I go ahead and cut the stitching, I'm going to actually run with my sewing machine, I'm going to run a small thin zigzag stitch down either side of the center purl, and then I'm going to cut the purl stitch, and I'll let you, we'll film that when I'm ready to do it. So I think the last time I saw you, I was just split for the seams, or for the sleeves, sorry, and I've done a good 6 inches, 5 to 6 inches since here, right about here. I think I put this there when I was going to knit group to see how far I knit, but I put my little llama on there. And yeah, so I'm going to actually remember this time. You know me and progress keepers, I don't do such a great job at following up on moving them. So I'm going to move the progress creeper down to here. There we go. And that works perfect. There you go. So that is my first whip to show you. My next whip I have is something I started on Christmas Day, sorry. My Christmas Day cast on? Christmas Eve cast on? Boxing Day cast on? I started now I have to look here and see if I can find the name of it so I can actually tell you the right name of it. It is a free pattern. It's called the Trescano, and it's a summer short sleeve top, but I am using that drops cotton light in this beautiful plum color, and I'm using a white, and what I'm doing is I figured out a way to do these little dots as a color work. I wanted to mimic the magic dot pattern, but I didn't want to have to buy the pattern. Sorry, I was just having a cheap moment because I have a lot of free raglan sweater patterns, as well as, you know, the ones that I have already paid for. And I thought, well, they're only rows of dots. I should be able to find a pattern or find a way to mimic or modify the pattern so that I can get this dot feature pattern in it. I don't think I will follow their exact pattern down the front and back, but I'll put in 3 colors of white here. Now and then I'll have a break, and then I'll put in 1 or 2 rows, and then a break, and then another 1 row, say. But yeah, it's a beautiful way they did their raglans. It's a slip over raglan, so it's got quite an airy hole. But this is going to be a t-shirt for the summer. I'll show you the ball bands in a second. Oh, and I will show you the progress keepers in a second. Where are they? Here's the cotton light. This is Drops Cotton Light. It's 50% cotton, 50% polyester. I've never used this before, and I don't know if it's good for a garment or not. So you guys let me know if you think it's not, and if there's any special washing tips for it. And you remember way back when I ordered some white and black DK from paint box DK from Knit Picks, and I accidentally ordered cotton. I ended up with a whole bunch of paint box DK cotton. So I'm going to use this white for the dots. Yeah, so that's that. So, and what I did was I was up here and I couldn't seem to find any of my little stitch markers to go around. So I used a bunch of the progress keepers that I got in my Advent swap from Amanda at Little Lycac. So here are 2 of them, a little bumblebee and the little flower. And she made sure that the flowers matched the wool that they were on. It was so cute. Here's one that was red, or kind of a dark pinky red. Yeah. So they're really pretty. And all the bumblebees, another bumblebee with diamonds, or not diamonds, but you know what I mean, rhinestones in his wings. So there was, I believe, 6 bumblebees and a whole bunch of flowers. So, and on the flowers were all different colors, green and white and pink. And yeah, so that I'm doing on my Ravelry pages, on my Chow Goo. These are 4.0 millimeters. And I believe I'm making the extra large size. And then when I get to the armpits, I'll add in our when I get to the body when I put it back onto the needles, I'll be adding half a dozen stitches on each side just to give it a little bit of more room around my chest, because my bust is a little bit bigger than an extra large, but my shoulders aren't. So again, modifying the pattern. Sorry, excuse me. Didn't want to sniffle at you here. That's disgusting. Okay, what else have I got? Let's see. I have in this bag. Oh, what's in this bag? This bag, I've got the honeycomb socks by Anne Hunt. I'm test knitting for her. You can't really see very much yet, but it's really pretty. I repurposed, I frogged this yarn off of my Shima sweater, and I got the ball back of this woolen linen mix. So there you can see the pattern, beautiful. It's a nice pattern. I was on Zoom with her and the ladies yesterday, and we were going through a whole bunch of adaptations and changes and stuff, and I'm learning a lot from testing with Anne. For Anne, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun doing tests, especially socks, because they go really quick. So in this bag, let's see what I've got in this bag. I'm going to run you through all my whips here, because you'll see in a minute. Oh, okay. These are my socks that were my car knitting all summer. So yeah, so these are in what's the ball band here? This is a Comfort Sock and Wool, and the color is Mood. I think I paid $7 Canadian for this color. Isn't it pretty? I really like it. And I'm just doing a vanilla sock, and I'm just doing the crazy sock lady idea of doing the pins down every 10 rows so that I know how many rows I've done. And I did a little bit of a different thing up here I thought I was going to make up my own pattern as I went along, and then I changed my mind in the car and just did vanilla. And I did it on both socks, so now I'm on the foot. I did a regular heel flap and gusset for this one. And yeah, so that one's just round and round knitting. And this is another one of my whips. This is going to become, I'm going to take it down. I'm thinking, I have a bike, like a stationary bike, and I haven't been on it very much. And I was really thinking that, why couldn't I just knit on it? I was watching Andrea from the Cat Lady podcast, and yeah, she was doing walking and on her treadmill and knitting. So why couldn't I, knit a sock on my stationary bike? So I am going to do that, and I'm pretty thrilled, pretty excited about doing that. So I'm going to take down this sock and get it done. Okay, we got another bag in here. Yeah, this is my cart over here. I got one of these little IKEA rolly carts. So another sock bag. Oh, these ones are really old too. This is Walter's. Yeah, I'm working on Walter's sock. This is Massive Skeins hand-dyed club fingering, and the colorway is Wild Card. It's the first time I've ever had her yarn. I watch her podcast, but I don't buy her yarn very much. This was a gift. It's in a beautiful, it's coming out really a royal blue, but it's actually a purple, dark purple. And these ones are for Walter. He requested shorty socks for the summer to go inside his runners. So I'm pretty happy with that. So this one, I'm just at the heel now. And I did the shadow wrap heel for him again. So yeah, I'm going to have to do the shadow wrap heel. Then I can turn it into and knit it as one of my cycling whips to do on my stationary bike. Okay, what else have I got on the cart? Oh, I'm bending over here all the time. Sorry, guys. Boy, it's bright in here. It's so nice. The sun was so nice walking. This is my Born Slippy by Beta Jezik. This is a free pattern. Oh, that pattern for Walter socks, that was just a vanilla shorty that I made up as I went along, using his standard sizing for his size 13 feet. So this, I have to block it's going to need a good blocking when I'm done. I pulled back all of my Night Shift by Dre Renee Knits. I pulled back my Night Shift shawl because it was just too big and heavy, but small. Like it was big in other ways, like in a weird way for me because of my size, and it was too heavy. So I'm just making almost like that scarf style. Okay, now that's the beginning. Let's get this right here, because I am on the decreases now. So that was the point at the bottom here. I'm not a big shawl wearer. That's why I thought, well, a scarf would probably do me better. And I switched halfway through. So over here it was the blue as the dominant and the purple as the background. And now I'm doing purple as the dominant and blue as the background. And then and here as well. So I'm just using up the yarn as I go. And what have I got left here? I've got this much of the purpley pink. This is Cascade something. And I got this of some kind of a bluey black. Oh, I got a gray. I don't know what I'll do with this. Mind you, I might do an I-cord border if I've got enough. A little bit of the blue left here. And I took some more of it that didn't rip back nicely because I had tried to make it bigger. I tried to stretch it and ended up felting some of it. So that I just cut off and used as stuffing. And I'll use that in one of my projects. So yeah, so it's getting there. I'm on the home stretch. Let's see how much I've got left to go. If I hold it like this, I got that much to go. So it shouldn't take me too many months. But again, it's a whip that needs to be gone. Whip be gone. Ooh, that'll come up soon too. Talking about all that stuff. What's left? Oh, I've still been doing some spinning. And I brought up my English paper piecing, my hexies. So I'm going to start in on those as well. That's also kind of like a whip. What I thought was I would make some fabric out of those hexies and maybe make them into a bag or into a pillow. So I found that I had quite a bit of little tiny bits in my bag of, or my bucket, crochet bucket. And I made a whole bunch of bits of fingering weight. So what I did was I took them and made them into a magic ball. And then I got this brilliant idea that I could put 3 strands together and make a corner-to-corner blanket. So I'm using this 4.4 millimeter needle, crochet hook, and I put 3 strands together because I made this huge ball. And then I thought, well, what am I going to do with all this? So I broke it up and made it into 3 balls. Now I'm going to do a corner-to-corner blanket. And I've gotten this far. Here's the beginning. And I can't even hold it in the screen. That's as far as we've gotten so far. And then it won't be a square. I'm going to make it into a rectangle because at some point I'm going to stop and then go up the side. But I want it to be a little bit wider because I want it to fit on our chairs here. Isn't that gorgeous? You take 3 colors and you mix them together. Someone told me once that if you take 3 ugly fingering weights, put them all together and they're gorgeous. Put 3 together and they're gorgeous. 3 is a lucky number. So, oh my God, this is turning out so cool. But see how it's just little bits, just such tiny bits. So this might take me a good while because again, it's a blanket project and it depends on how much fingering weight stuff I get done. Lately, I've been doing a lot more with DK. So, well, I guess I could put a DK and 1 fingering, but that'd only be 2. But we'll see how it goes. I only have that much left to do. And then I'll have to wait to make some more. Make another ball of 3 fingering weights held together. It's going to be so cozy and thick. So yeah, so that's it for my whips. And I'm also getting done some spinning. So, okay, so what have we got next? Okay, so I had a lovely Christmas with the kids. I had a beautiful Advent swap with Amanda from Little Lycac Yarns. She's an indie dyer out of Derby, England. And I'm going to put in a little video right here of the Advent that I got. Okay, and then you can see all the beautiful colors. I had a gorgeous fade. This is not her regular Advent calendar that she sold to the public this year. This is special just for me. So, and I want to thank her so much. It was so beautiful. I mean, it's got to come all the way from England. And you can't believe what the box looked like. It was totally smashed. If there had been anything breakable in there, it would have just been gone. But she made sure she wrapped it in some beautiful plastic, heavy, heavy plastic outside of the box. So it held it all intact. And it was lots of squishy, beautiful, soft wool. I believe she does an 80/20. And yeah, it's gorgeous. So here you go. I'd love to introduce you to my Advent. Isn't that gorgeous? Just loved it. Okay, and I got one large skein at the end. And on the 25th, I got that beautiful plum one that was underneath my little Christmas tree. Okay, so that was my acquisitions. And I'm going to pause you here for 1 second because I am going to cough. Okay, sorry about that. I had a little sip of tea as well. Hey, Chewy, what are you looking at? What's the matter? You didn't like it when Mummy coughed, did you? Oh. Chewy's sitting on Walter's chair over there. Okay, so, and if you checked out and got a chance to watch Diane from My Pink Bathtub, she did Vlogmas this year. Hi, Diane. I had a visit over at her place. I went out to the country for a quick, I guess it was 20 minutes it takes me to get there, not even. And yeah, I went for a ride out into the country and I had a beautiful visit with Diane and she made the most gorgeous sweater. It turned out really good. She was using her Polka Dot Creek advent calendar and she was knitting up each color each day. And it turned out really, really nice, really gorgeous. And she got a ton of the Canadian dyers and commercial companies advents this year. So that was kind of neat that she got stuff from Canada. What else? And I wanted to say thank you to my friends and family for getting together this year. The ones of you that watch, I was so happy to meet up with everybody. Okay, so now we will get into the MALs. This is 2024. I'm not going to run any make-alongs. I am going to have a special something for my birthday probably in March, and stay tuned for that. Watch this space. I'm going to be doing something along the colorwork lines, and probably to do with some beautiful colorwork patterns that I'm going to be offering. Anyways, we'll stay tuned for that. That's not until March. I've got a whole list here. I've got my book. I got a whole list here of MALs, and I want you guys to come and join me on these folks' MALs because it sounds like so much fun. First off, we've got the 2024 Knits and Pieces Advent Knit. Now, go ahead and hop on over to the Knits and Pieces podcast. They have a weekly live, and they are doing one section per month on any Advent pattern you like. So that, you know how at Christmas time you always have, like, if you've got an Advent project, you're kind of rushing and there's so much other stuff to do. This way, take an Advent project and let's take all year to do it, right? Every month, set up maybe the first week of the month, you'll work on your Advent project. So it's called the hashtag KNP Along 24. And also over on their podcast, they have a list of designers that have great Advent projects for you to, look into and maybe pick one. Okay, so in the same kind of keeping as, a colorwork Advent, we've got Swatch This Space, which is Carol Roy. She is holding the hashtag Color Me Beautiful Mal 2024. And I am so happy to jump on board with that one. I'm going to be entering my sweaters. Hopefully one of the, I'm not 50% done with them, so hopefully they allow me to put those in there. But otherwise, I'm going to have my mints and all kinds of stuff because this year I'm going to be working on a lot of color work, I think. Okay, so Karen from Recreational Knitting, she's doing hashtag WhipBegone 2024 and hashtag StashBegone 2024. And of course, they are, they speak for themselves. One is going to be show all your projects from your whips have to be before New Year's Day, so before tomorrow. And The Stash Be Gone is anything from stash before tomorrow, basically, that you get made up. So she's running those two hashtags. And I believe, okay, Swatch This Space, recreational knitting and knitting and knits and pieces, all of these folks have got Ravelry accounts as well as, or Ravelry forums, sorry, as well as hashtags. Now, I don't know how many people are using the hashtags because Instagram is kind of funky right now, but using Ravelry was probably much better. And definitely go check out their podcasts to get all the details and all the information on how to enter. Okay, so that again was Karen from Recreational Knitting. Hi, Karen. Alex and Danny from My Yarny Corner are with Liz and Sue from Distant Stitches and Bente from Arctic Crafts, all three of my favorites for podcast as well as for make-alongs. They're doing, on Instagram only, they're doing hashtag Shop Your Stash 2024. So I'm thinking with the double dipping, we're going to hit Karen as well as these three, okay? All three have got podcasts. I'm going to put those podcast links in the information below for you. So jump onto their podcasts. Oh, and give them everybody a like and everybody a subscribe, okay? Like, if you haven't already, please, by all means, go ahead and do that because they all are wonderful podcasters and love sharing in this big community of ours. Amanda, who I got the Advent from, Little ICAC, is doing You're Socksy and You Know It. And that is too funny. What she's done is she's gone ahead and you got to go check out her podcast. I'll put it down below. She also is doing a pair of socks for every 2 months or a pair of socks every month. And what she did, though, is she took all of her self-striping yarn and she put them into bags. And she's picking a bag each month. So it'll be a surprise. So yeah, it's kind of like having a year-long advent of sock yarn, eh? It's kind of a cool idea. So I'm going to check into that one and go ahead and jump on with my socks. And last but not least, and I'm saying not least because there's always one or two more throughout the year that I'd like to get into, but these ones are either all year or pretty close to all year mals, okay? Knit-alongs and mals. Lesley from Not Quite Enough Yarn is running from January 1st to September 30th. 2024, the modification mal. And I'm pretty much thinking that that's going to be a Ravelry as well. And absolutely getting on there. Hopefully, I just asked her if I could do put my Triscano, because it's highly modified with me putting in my own stitch pattern. Hopefully, I'll be able to add that to her mal. So again, that's Lesley from Not Quite Enough Yarn. And she's a wonderful English podcaster and a good friend now. I'm hoping to say a good friend. Okay, that's it. Hi, Lesley. That's all. Enough of the podcasts and the knit-alongs that I'm going to be doing this year. I don't have anything left on my stuff to tell you. I'm going to try and make it every 2 weeks, if not every month. And I don't know, things are kind of changing around here and we're getting some weather coming in. So I'm going to be doing some more cast-ons. I know there's lots of folks that are doing the 12 cast-ons of Christmas and lots of the 10 cast-ons of New Year's. Gosh, I've seen so many people casting on stuff and I get so itchy. But as you well know, I don't have a huge stash. Oh, and the next, another color work I want to look for. Maybe you could give me in the information in the comments below. I've got some beautiful wool, again, from the lady who was destashing at our knit group. I've got a lot of this white. This is fingering, and this color. And I've got the darker color that I used. Oh, I don't have it. I used it for my, you know what? Hang on one second. I'm going to grab it, and then maybe we can discuss this a little more. Hold on. Okay, I made it back. Hi. Okay, this is what I got. I got a whole bunch of this color. This could be the body and the arms. Okay, and it's 3-ply. It's a fingering weight. This is what I've been making the mittens out of. Colorwork mittens. And then I got a bunch of this color. That's what I made the foxes out of. But this could be a contrast color. And I got a little bit of this. 2 balls, I think. 2 or 3 balls of this. And then I have a whole bunch of this white. kind of a creamy color. That's really showing up a really white. It's not. It's kind of cream. So what are you thinking? I was looking at the foxtail sweater by the Petite Knitter. It's a fingering weight. So the body could be this, and this would be all the contrasting colors for the foxes. What do you think? I think I might need a black for his eyes. But that's an option. But it's fingering weight, so it's kind of tough. If I held it together, it would make a really nice plump DK, almost a sport. But I don't know if I'd have enough. I know I'd have enough wool, but what I might have to do is color manage the bottom and modify the whole bottom and sleeves so that there'd be a lot of color work on the sleeves and the bottom of the sweater. And it'll be super warm, too warm almost, because this is that tundra wool. This is from 1980s, guys, or earlier. Talk about a D-stash stash. Oh my God. Whoop. Sorry. They all flew. Okay, so I think I'm going to let you go there. Chewie and I did our walk, like you see, and we're going to have some soup and sandwiches for supper. I think my tea's gone cold, so I think that I'm going to have to make myself another cup of tea. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous tea. Anyways, take care, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks, okay? Let me know what you think of this wool in the comments below and what you think I should make with it, color work. I'm jumping on the bandwagon for the color work, anybody who wants to do color work this year. Yeah, and check out the patterns that I've mentioned. Check out the podcasters that I've listed below and their mouths for the year, and take care. Happy New Year, everybody, and see you soon. Knit with love. Bye.